Welcome back to my channel, Scale Model Kit Review Studio, and welcome back to another FanHome Build the Enterprise D. That's right, this is from Star Trek, The Next Generation. This is the largest metal and plastic Enterprise kit out there. Do not pass it up. Head over to FanHome today and subscribe to this build. I put a direct link in the description below, right here, and also above. Let's get started. Welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review Studio, and welcome back to another fantastic installment of the Star Trek The Next Generation Build the U.S.S Enterprise D. And as you can see, I am working on Pack 17, and in Pack 17 I'll be building stages 63 through 66, and this one, it looks pretty simple this time, so shouldn't take too long to show you everything I've done here, and if I incur any issues with this build, I'll let you know as we go along here. So let's go ahead and look at the magazine here first. And remember, this is an episode guide, so we're starting off here with Season 4, Episode 1, which aired September 24th, 1990, and The Best of Both Worlds Part 2. So this was a very popular episode. Very cool article there. Season 4, Episode 2, Family. Season 4, Episode 3, Brothers. Another popular episode. Season 4, Episode 4, Suddenly Human. Season 4, Episode 5, Remember Me. And Season 4, Episode 6, Legacy. So what episodes were your favorite? Please let me know in the comments below. Let's go ahead and look at the parts that came with this pack. Stage 63, some hull plating for underneath. Stage 64, nacelle pylon skeleton. Stage 65, more hull plating and the pylon plating. And stage 66, same thing, hull plating and pylon plating. Let's get started. Starting off with Pack 17, we'll look at stage 63 parts. One of the deck panels. In this stage, I'll build up the inner structure of the battle section and assemble a further section of the lower saucer. There that is there. And they talk about port and starboard pictures. And like we did before, put some windows in. And that's all we do. So let me get the parts and I'll be right back. Here's parts for 63. Here's 63. Let's get a closer look. Here's our deck panel, and this is made of metal. And of course our windows, reflective for the LEDs. Escape pod cover, BM, AM, and another support for the battle hull area. And first thing I did is I assembled the battle section, and I installed 2 more braces, these right here, with BM screws on this side. And that's what the deck panel looks like with the windows installed and the escape pod cover installed. Making sure that the longer ends of the windows are towards the bottom and the red line is towards the bottom also. Let's put the covers on next. And that's what that looks like. All the covers are on. Looks great. And that's all I do with stage 63. Let's get started on stage 64. Let's look at stage 64 parts. And we receive the nacelle pylon skeleton here and some parts that go along with it. Stage 64, I'm going to start working on the nacelle pylon skeleton. It's just a little part here, and complete the deck panel we previously started. There you go there, and then add the phaser array to that panel. Let me get the parts, I'll be right back. Here's the parts for 64. Let's get a closer look. Here's a close-up of it. This is made of metal. It's very lightweight though. Very nice. Portion of the phaser array, a couple of parts for this, and CP screws. I'm going to take these little side panels and push them in place. And that's how they look, both installed. And I installed the phaser array on the panel we assembled in the previous stage. That completes stage 64. Let's head over and do stage 65. And 65 parts. We receive another deck panel, some more windows, a couple more LED wiring harnesses, and the deck panel, side panel for the nacelle bracket port side inner panel. That's what they call that. Going to add 2 deck panels to the lower saucer assembly, and supersized windows light up for the first time. Install those LED wiring harnesses that we received with this, much like we did before, and mount that onto the skeleton. Mount the other panel we completed and do a light test. Let me get the parts, I'll be right back. Here's the parts for 65. Let's get a closer look. Nacelle side panel pylon. Very nice there, made of plastic. Deck panel, once again, made of plastic. The reflector for it, FM, BP, windows, and 2 more LED light harnesses. Here's the deck panel with all the windows installed. We'll go ahead and put the reflector on and install 1 screw only. 1 BP screw was put in, and that's so we can install the LEDs a little bit later when we install this on the saucer. Next, to bring over the saucer, and I'm going to install the LED harnesses, and these are going to go on this circuit board right here, the one on the bottom, in terminal A for both. These are 4-pin connectors. I'll be right back. And you can see they're both plugged in on the circuit board beside each other. I'm moving the wires now. Okay, I ran the wiring underneath the frames to come out this part here, and they are installed on the panel now. I went ahead and put them in and added the 2 BP screws to secure them down. And this will end up getting mounted right there. After I tuck in some of the wires, I kind of neaten it up a little bit here, but that's what it will look like. Go ahead and install the red and blue wire, red and black wire up here. And I just put a little scotch tape on that LED to hold it in place. I did put the FM screw into this, but it's not tight. It's just to hold it in place. But you can see how that looks. And then of course, next we'll go down this panel, and it's going to get inserted under the lip and under that lip and secured with 2 FM screws. Okay, all the panels are installed. 3 FM screws are tightened down. We did have that extra LED over here. We'll go ahead and do the light test on it. And it looks good. That's all I do for stage 65. Let's do the final stage, stage 66. And let's look at the final stage, stage 66 for pack 17. And more of the same here. We have deck panel, we have the ventral phase array, nacelle bracket, port side outer panel, and there's all the parts. So for stage 66, I'll assemble spring-loaded section of the port nacelle pylon and construct the next deck panel for the lower saucer. So there's our spring-loaded, then that gets mounted on the outside. Put a panel on the inside to hold it all in place. Put our screws in and work on our next deck panel. Let me get the parts, I'll be right back. Here's the parts for stage 66. Let's get a closer look. And here's those parts. Here's that outer cover. Very nice markings on it, made of plastic. Our deck panel, once again, is metal. Very nice. The windows, the covers for the windows, phase array, the spring-loaded part there for this. We have some screw covers, and the springs are in that. CP, BP, and AM screws. The 2 springs are inserted on this lateral phaser array. And bring over our panel here, and that's just going to get inserted just like that. And we'll bring over our skeletal frame for this and insert those pins right there, and we'll put the cover on. And that functions. Two BP screws are going to hold that in place. There you go, both BP screws are installed. That's how that looks. And they give us little covers to cover the holes. I'm not going to put those in just yet. I want to go ahead and put these aside and save them for one of the last steps after it's complete. And I assembled the other deck panel, and that's what that looks like there, just as before. And that completes stage 66. This was a real blast to build and a lot of fun. I'll be right back. And that completes pack 17. We did a lot here. We started on the nacelle pylon. That looks great there. and installed some more deck panels, some more LEDs, and that's pretty much it. So if you like my content, please subscribe to my channel and smash that like button. Head over to FanHome and subscribe to this build today. I put a direct link in the description below. It's a fantastic build, and why wouldn't you want to have the largest starship in this form available from Partworks, from FanHome? It's fantastic. Anyway, happy modeling everybody, and take care.